I want a girl who can sort a chest. I want a girl with shears that cut and swords that burn through zombie flesh. I want a girl who knows world generation, who crafts furrows and times her attack. She's modding her community, she's flying through the air, she's smelting out impurities and feeding her cat. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron. I want a girl who logs in early. I want a girl who plays till late. I want a girl with unobstructed creativity, who uses a tripwire to ruin your day. With shulker boxes organized and lustrous, in a tone that will torch you like desert grass. Who crafts furrows and times her attack. She's smelting out impurities and feeding her cat. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron. Whose shield is emblazoned. I want a girl with good enchantments. On some server we will meet incidentally. We'll start to talk as we shoot skeletons. She wants a spawn with biome convenience. She wants a spawn that's in good repair. She's changing her end from wither to dragon. She's trading her archery for a trident that's self-repairing. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron. Folks say to be the very best, you gotta travel across the land. But I'm happy here at pretty good, just out walking with my friends. So you can fly from coast to coast for all the antics of ends. But my destiny's here in Tennessee, my Pokedex in hand. You run your laps chasing lickitung in Providence, and you arc your throws for Electabuzz in St. Louis. But when you're lost in Boston seeking Pokestops, boo-hoo, we'll all still be spinning them up on Rocket Top. It's true. Well, you can race to catch them all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. We don't need Tanglers from Los Angeles. If you're there chasing Charizard, You're making your life way too hard, clutching garlic, pounding pavement down Ventura Boulevard. We don't need knitted queens from down New Orleans. I hate to rain on solo you, but parades need a willing crew. All those squirtles on St. Charles saw you wandering and withdrew. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our toga peas here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. We don't need Lapras from Minneapolis or polar bears from Mississippi's. There's enough Weedles on Montego. We could evolve a swarm of Beedrill. There's enough Snubble down the shovel. We could team sled with Grumble. We don't need Oregon from out in Oregon or any Pikachus from up in Massachusetts. Sorry, Professor Oklahoma, we'll raid gyms in Tullahoma. Sorry, Pokecoin Palooka, we'll hatch on hikes in Chattanooga. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our toga peas here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our toga peas here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. The summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sails, but the storm's blowing stronger. Walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Goodness, how did it get so late? Down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and just let your mind flow downstream. Sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. Joe Hills is filmed before a live streaming audience.
That's us! Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and welcome to a very special live stream. You know, it is a little bit of a crazy day here because I was hoping for years and years to be able to attend the Child's Play charity auction dinner, and this year, because it's virtual only, I am actually going to be able to do that tonight. So that is super exciting for me, but that means I have to do my stream early if I'm going to go to that. Tegsy refers to me as a surreal snog. Thank you, Tegsy, for that wonderful information, though it is not firsthand. I'm sure whoever's talking about me is probably right. Okay, so what we are doing today because we're at a weird time anyway, I'm like, well, it's an experimental time. Might as well do an experimental stream. We are currently looking at the world download, or a piece of it, from Hermitcraft Season 5. Now, y'all can download the maps from Hermitcraft from previous seasons at hermitcraft.com. So I'm going to go ahead and link that here. So, I have actually already taken the liberty, in the interest of making this playable or usable, /weather clear. I have culled this world down significantly from its original size. Let's go ahead also and move some things around here. Let's get our green screen in place. Let's go ahead and take down those lyrics, and let's show this going. Okay, so let's see. Green screen is working. Hi, I'm down here in slot 7. So one thing that I realized as I was playing through the Death House, which is this build right here, is that I wanted to be able to... Hold on, I need to pause folding. That's in one of the other songs I have, the one about setting up the stream, which we'll get to later. But, okay, now, there's that silky smooth Minecraft experience we all love. Anyway, I was playing through the Death House, which is also a D&D map. Before, we were looking at Castle Ravenloft from the original i6 Ravenloft module by Tracy and Laura Hickman. And in the expansion of that Chris Perkins did a few years back called Curse of Strahd, he added an appendix called the Death House. This is not replay mod. This is a world download. I'm in Season 5 right now. World downloaded. So, anyway. And don't yell in all caps also. That is a timeout. It's against the rules. The rules are below in the description. You can read those. But yeah, don't yell in all caps or do weird things with caps in general. Anyway, so my friends and I were playing a D&D game as part of a World Builders charity stream. And I realized as we were going through here, like, you know, there's probably some things that we could really update with the new blocks that are now available, especially the ones with the snapshot. And I wanted to just kind of... And that kind of stuck with me because it's like, you know, I want to be playing these maps. I want to use these maps I built for D&D games for years to come. But, you know, they're just feeling a little dated. Yeah, the wallpaper in this building in the book is described as being, like, atrocious. So, yeah, the glazed terracotta is kind of a lot, but on purpose. But anyway, as I was going through here, I was like, you know, there's just so much more that I could have done so much better. But, you know, I don't know if it absolutely needs a redo. I mean, it'd be fun to do some of the stuff, but, like, maybe it's fine. And then I started looking at Castle Ravenloft over here. And I was like, well, maybe there's an even though there's a few things I wanted to update about the Death House, I was like, what I should do is make the Death House and Ravenloft, like, standalone zip files that people can download to play D&D in Minecraft themselves, but I need to update them both significantly first. And hey, it looks like we got our first tip of the stream. Thank you to Easy Peasy, who says, voting with my dollars for that silky smooth Minecraft experience we all love. Thank you, Easy Peasy. That puts us 15 away from the first face camera expansion. If y'all have never seen a Joe Hill stream before, and let's face it, at this weird time of day, some of y'all might not have. This might be your first experience watching me. I'm down here in slot 7. Hi, it's your boy. What up? Anyway, the reason the face camera is so small is because I'm bad at remembering to ask for money. And I'm also a single parent, and this is my job now, so I need to remember to do that. So it's very helpful to have the camera be a weird size, so then people say, Joe, why is the camera so small? And then I say, oh, it's because I forgot to ask for money. And hey, every time we hit a $20 milestone, which we just did thanks to Mr. Hardluck, the face camera will get bigger. So with Mr. Hardluck's 20, that goes on the abacus here. We are now $5 past our first milestone because those things accumulate. Anyway, Mr. Hardluck tips 20, who says, as some of you may be aware, my wife is double majoring in sciences. Well, she wants to start a business selling subatomic particles. Protons and electrons will be $5 each, and neutrons will naturally be free of charge. I am suspecting that anecdote may be a fabrication, but nonetheless, we are $5 past our first face camera expansion milestone, so here we go. Direct your attention down here to slot 7. Howdy, y'all. Grow Hills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do. Now I am over here, got my green screen, I'm all chromed out. It's during the day instead of at night, so it's not freezing. I didn't have to wear my hoodie. But, okay. So, where were we? Where is... We got more alerts coming in here. Thank you to Kelton for 45, who says, "Hey, Joe, how goes it?" It is going well. I am looking at one of the builds that I am proudest of in the world, and I am excited that we are going to be talking about today how I'm going to do it even better in the future. But let's get that 45 on here. So the first 15 is going to hit one face camera milestone, 20. That's going to bring us to 35, and then we move another 10. So we are 10 away now from the next face camera expansion after we parse these two. So here we go. Expand Joe. Do, 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 do. Grow Hills. Do, 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 do. So there we go. My face camera is now even larger. That's great. That's what we need. And we are 10 away from the next face camera expansion. So where were we? We were just about to... I'm not setting the lightning. If I was commanding the lightning, I'm telling the lightning to stop. I was saying weather clear, but it's not going to listen to me. Anyway, where were we? Yes. So what I wanted to do today is to start pre-production on a new Hermitcraft Splinter series, basically, because I realized, okay, I want to use Ravenloft in this to run a D&D game during this big charity event coming up in May. And it's going to take me a ton of time to redo the whole castle with new blocks. Maybe not the whole castle, but to really make this thing special. I mean, it's already special. And a lot of that is Tracy and Laura Hickman, when they mapped this out originally, did a great job. I'm worried, though, with the snow. Y'all probably can't see how big this castle is. Inside the walls here, this is one of the most vertical... Wait, no! Not /clear. It's always something. It's fine. Yeah, I'm trying to fix the compression problem because of the... Yeah, wrong command. So anyway, Tracy and Laura Hickman designed this map for the original i6 Ravenloft supplement for Dungeons & Dragons. And this castle has, 100 rooms in it. It is a super complicated map, which has randomization elements of where the player's goals are change every time you play it. So they built this amazing playground for this haunted castle. This is... Castle Ravenloft is this ancient castle controlled by this vampire Strahd, who has just been trapped in the area around this castle in a pocket dimension for centuries, and is either going insane or has gone insane from the confinement. So yes, it's bigger than your apartment, but instead of 9 years, it's 9 months, it's 200, 300 years. So anyway, Strahd has been stuck here forever. He's kind of out of it, crazy. The castle is full of ghosts of his friends and enemies. It's full of other undead. The place is gigantic. This took me about a year to build in Hermitcraft Season 5. This was my big project for Season 5. And so I realized if I'm going to spend all this time upgrading this build to use modern blocks so it looks good for this charity event, what I want to do is really I should turn that into its own series in the spirit of those old renovation TV shows that my family used to love. My grandfather was he wasn't a craftsman by trade. He worked in factories most of his life, but he loved doing woodworking, and he had his own shop in his basement where he'd work on projects. Yeah, also everything you're seeing here, even though I'm in creative mode now, everything that I did during Hermitcraft Season 5 on this was done in survival, okay? So I feel a little weird about ruining this incredible survival mode project ruining by doing anything now in creative. But just realistically, in the interest of time, it would be impossible to plausibly do this. What charity will you be collecting money for? The event in May is going to be for Child's Play, which is the same folks that are doing the charity dinner I'm attending tonight. And so, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm still going to have the original survival mode version of the castle is going to be in the Hermitcraft Season 5 World download, but the renovated version is, yeah, the original still will always be in the Hermitcraft Season 5 download, which you can get at hermitcraft.com. But anyway, so yeah, what I want to do is create a renovation series in the spirit of like This Old House or Home Again with Bob Vila. Is anybody here old enough to remember this? Yeah, like these old they were all like filmed in the Northeast, and they have these super like New England accents on all the workers, and they have like master carpenter Norm Abram and that sort of thing. And so what I kind of want to do, and that's why the title of this stream is Hermitcraft Again, because I love the idea of doing a series where I take some of the old builds from earlier seasons of Hermitcraft and then go in creative, in the snapshots or the latest version of Minecraft, and really just spruce them up. And we say, you know, this castle was great back in Season 5, but, you know, a lot of things have changed since 2017? I don't even know. You know, like, yeah, so instead, yeah, there was a show called This Old House. And I couldn't think of anything that went good with house as a rhyme, so that's why I decided to go with Hermitcraft Again with Joe Hills. So this is kind of a pre-production brainstorming thing, where I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to need to actually do to rework in those old builds. So, am I going to fiddle with World Edit or replace blocks by blocks manually? I'm considering using tools like World Edit Otterchief, because, like, for example, if I decided I wanted to make these walls blackstone, there is no reason to do that otherwise. Why is this so accurate? Well, because I looked at the original plans from the i6 Ravenloft and from Curse of Strahd, and I worked on this a lot. So what I'm really hoping to do is not only to rebuild this, but to have fun with the editing and production of it, which and like I was kind of thinking of trying to get my brother to come in. I haven't talked to him about this yet, so I don't have confirmation that this is definitely happening. I kind of wanted to get my brother to come in and be like the master carpenter Norm Abram, and you know, where I'd be like, you know, okay, so for example, one example is that this roof, the roof on the chapel here, in the book, is described as being made of copper, right? So this is why we would want to use the, yeah, this is from my Season 5 base, from the Season 5 World download, which you can get yourself at hermitcraft.com. And so, let's see. So like the dome and these little side roofs on the chapel here are described in the book as being made of copper, but we didn't have copper in Minecraft at the time, so instead I did them out of the dark prismarine. And so, like, I love the idea of doing a thing. Okay, so yeah, like this is I have a piece of paper here with written on it, Castle Ravenloft, December 10th, 2020. And so it's like things. So what I'm currently doing is I'm looking for things that I'm gonna want to swap out. And I'm looking for you, the chat, to help me identify things that would be good candidates for this. Now, so, you know, copper chapel roof. And the fun of this isn't just swapping out the palette, but, like, we get to swap it to the copper and then show it aging. But also, we can do something where, like, I bring in my brother in Minecraft here, and I can be like, okay, like, I'm trying to even think about how I would do this. I'd actually probably be back over here. I'd be like, as y'all can see, the copper roof does, I haven't actually written any of this. This would be more scripted. So I'm improvising what a more scripted thing would feel like, but like without an actual script, it's still improvising. Give me a second to just get in the right headspace. Let me imagine that I wrote something and pretend I'm reading it, which is more difficult having not written anything. Okay. In the original Ravenloft, the copper roof was one of the defining visual features of this chapel that really made it feel like a distinct part of the castle. Generally unentered by Strahd, the dark forces that are afflicting this entire place are relatively dormant there. And this is a visual cue that would let players know that. Now, of course, Prismarine, or Dark Prismarine, were the closest thing available to copper when I originally constructed this in 2017. But I've got my brother here, Master Roofer Sean Hills, to talk about the new copper in the latest Minecraft snapshot and what that means for roofs. And then he'd be like, well, Joe, we're seeing a lot of demand for these new copper roofs, and domes in particular are a big item for a lot of people. A lot of people who have designed cathedrals and things like that, Statue of Liberty builds. There's a whole sub-genre of Minecraft builds that were previously trying to impersonate copper, which would kind of be similar to criminal plants inside of police forces, but more metallurgic. And like, I don't know, there's something we could do there. Hey, Valley, glad you could join us, because we're streaming at it. Yeah. So, yeah, the idea is that my brother would be the master carpenter, master plumber, master electrician, or, like, and I might give him, like, a different initial for his middle name or something. But, yeah. So, one of the things that I want to do, Bossbiz says, just checked out Child's Play Charity. They sound amazing. We'll be sure to get a donation in. May not be during your stream, though, depending on time and time zones. Yeah, we can't announce yet when that stream will be, other than that it's sometime in May. It's going to be a 48-hour stream. But honestly, I'm more interested in, like, if you want to help them, you can cut me out. I do not need to be the middleman on that. Y'all know that I don't look at my stream numbers. I am not somebody who's, like, worried about, like, points, If the charity gets the money, I don't need credit for it. I don't need the points. It's not why I do things. So, yeah. Thank you, Bossbiz. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, so possibly getting... Hey, Lizzie says, OMG, are we D&Ding? We are currently looking at... I'm working on an idea for a renovation series where I update my old D&D maps from inside Minecraft. Because I've got Ravenloft, I've got the Death House, I've got Firewatch Island. Those are the big ones. I actually have, in Season 6, I built another thing from Barovia, which was the Church of Barovia. Why does my hair look so fresh? Because it's flippity fresh, of course. So, yeah, the weather just does not stop in the background. Sorry, I know that is killing the compression, y'all. Hey, welcome, Jeremy. Yeah, the 48-hour stream should work for your time zone at one point. Yeah, that's going to be me, my friends Pasta, Liz, Boots, and NJ, as well as a bunch of other folks we know. But yeah, so right now what we are doing is we are auditing and brainstorming for this build. So one thing I definitely want to do is replace the copper roof of the chapel. So I now have copper chapel roof on here. Boom. Next problem. The overlook is completely terrible. I guess I ran out of time at the end of the season, or I like just never was over here. So yeah, overlook stone. Just it needs to be done. Other things. So I can do game rule, do weather cycle false. Oh, that sounds good. Thank you. Game rule, do weather, do / game rule, do daylight cycle. I like that one. False. Boom. Now it's always going to be nighttime. Awesome. Hey, Philip, thank you for the 2 who says, hey, Joe's streaming earlier today. I sure am. I've got a charity dinner I'm attending later tonight, benefiting Child's Play. So if any of y'all are interested in watching Chris Straub and Kate Welsh be funny while they present auction items later, or maybe want to help buy technology for kids in hospitals to keep them busy while they are healing, you can visit childsplaycharity.org/auction. Because, yeah, it's funny, when I signed up, I've been wanting to go to this event for like a decade, and I could never afford to go to Seattle to actually attend in person, but this year it's remote, so I was able to buy a virtual ticket, and I got an email from somebody who worked there being like, hey, I saw you just bought tickets earlier today. I'm like, yes, I did. I'm glad that they got that. And then it continues that the person like watches my videos with their kids and stuff. And I was just like, oh, awesome. Hey, is there anything I can do, to help or anything? And they were like, well, if you want to mention the dinner and encourage people to attend, you're welcome to do that. So I'm doing my part here and there. And then, like I said, there's the actual charity event coming up in May that I'm going to be involved with. But hey, Philip, thank you for the 20 who says, can't do a charity auction. Could you add this to your bid? No, don't give me money to give to the charity. I can't afford to bid on things at a charity auction. But either way, that 20 is going to trigger the next face camera expansion. And we are $8 away from the next face camera expansion after this one. So here we go. Expand. But no, if you want to give a charity money, give them money. Don't give me money. I need the money I get here for rent and food, and I can't have people giving me money to not spend on rent and food because that's not siloed in that way. So you framed that as a question, and the answer is no. No, I am the reason that I can't just skip days streaming. The reason that I have to stream early instead of skipping the stream entirely is because of the rent and food and health insurance and taxes thing. Like, this is my job and I have obligations and I need to be as explicit as possible about that. Apparently, Doom says this castle is dope. Thank you. Lizzie Max says, can we watch it? Yeah, you can watch the charity auction thing. It's just, like, you have to pay for a ticket at childsplaycharity.org/auction. Philip tips another 20 who says, I figured, no problem. Well, thank you, Philip. That is going to put me $12 past our next face camera expansion target. So here we go. Wait, where are my chains? Well, that's a new problem. Y'all have seen that money going straight to my head with each face camera expansion thus far, but now, like Jacob Marley, these chains I forged in life are about to begin pulling me down to the deep below. That's right, folks, it's time to enter the Joust. Boom, 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 ba boom, ba boom, ba boom. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, here we are now at 90% Joe opacity. Each additional face camera expansion will be accompanied by a corresponding reduction in Joe opacity. So even though the camera might get huger, at least it'll keep getting easier to see through. Okay, we are $8 away from that next face camera expansion. Philip Tippin 15 says, well, if we're so close, do it again. Okay, so that's 8 and 7. So we are now 13 away from the next face camera expansion after this one. Grow hills. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Lowering that Joe opacity now to 80%. Alrighty, there we go. And Minecrafter Tips 2, who yells, "Not the Joust!" Well, that is going to put us 11 away from the next Face Camera expansion, so thank you, Minecrafter. Yeah, I know, I kind of fell into the Imperial Death March there. Okay, so one thing I want to experiment with, and this is one of the points of using like World Edit or whatever here, is I kind of want to consider having try different stone palette, because with World Edit what I can do is, you see all this gray stone here? There's so much gray stone in this build. I kind of want to try doing a thing where it's like I flip between a bunch of the new materials. Now, since Season 5 came out, the one option would be coral. The dry coral didn't exist in Season 5. Another option that didn't exist back then would be the new blackstone. Can you all think of anything else that I would want to flip through? Polished basalt. Okay. Anything? Yeah. Lizzie suggests adding vines. Maybe. There's not supposed to be vines in the original. Mr. Pancake says, "Why are you so big?" You're probably sitting too close to your TV. Bronze or dripstone? Wait, there's... Do you mean copper? Did they add bronze? Okay. Nether brick. Lodestone. Crying obsidian. Interesting. Well, we're not on the roof yet. I'm seeing suggestions for the roof. Maybe concrete. Well, we actually did use concrete powder here, as you can see. So concrete powder existed. Okay. What is tough? Is tough part of the new thing? One Michi who says, "Where to contact for business inquiries?" joe@joehills.net. Cracked stone bricks and mossy stone bricks. One thing that I didn't have the chance to do was to do a lot of texturing work here on the wall. So that is another thing, is in addition to changing the palette, I want to add accent lines to the wall and vary it. Because, like, this is just a lot of gray blocks, right? Which is basically how this thing was described in the book. One thing I really want to figure out how to do is to fix this. This is the most poorly drawn part of the entire map. The angle it's at doesn't show how it's actually possible. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a block wall. So you can add depth with stone brick walls. Lanterns. Oh, yeah. Lanterns for lighting. Lanterns didn't exist yet. Lanterns and candles. Lanterns and candles all over the place. Let's talk about the roof. So it's supposed to be like a dark purple. So maybe... oh, hey, thanks, Alex, for the 5, who says, "Do you have any thoughts on the lawsuit that could make Facebook sell Instagram and WhatsApp?" Well, you know, I used to love Instagram, and it would be great if it was usable again, because it wasn't owned by insane people. So, yeah, that would be wonderful if they broke up Facebook and WhatsApp. I think they should be forced to sell Oculus. Honestly, I think Facebook should be shut down and destroyed. But, you know, whatever. That's just... I have... That's personal feelings, I guess, maybe. Somebody says, "What about Podzol?" This castle is Castle Ravenloft from Hermitcraft Season 5, based on... This is a model of the Castle Ravenloft from the i6 Ravenloft supplement for D&D by Tracy and Laura Hickman. Somebody says wool or terracotta for the roof. The thing is, the roof, you really need stair blocks. Whatever we use, terracotta doesn't have stairs. So Crimson Planks, though, does sound good. Yeah, like when people say delete Facebook, that doesn't mean, like, delete your Facebook. Just get it all gone. Somebody says nether brick. Nether brick wasn't purple enough, I felt like, for the roof. Because nether brick existed. But, you know what? Let's try... You know what? That's a good example of the sort of thing that we would want to show. We would want to show substitute nether brick stairs, crimson wood stairs. People are saying obsidian is purplish. Yeah, but amethyst blocks I don't think you can make stairs with. Like, the thing is, to get these proper, to get the joints... Where is it? I'm trying to point at it. This is the fun of a Joe Hill stream, is the camera's never in the same place. But, okay, so you can't see the pencil. Dang it. What do I have that you can actually see? Would this keyboard show up if I held it sideways? That's a good... Can I use this as a pointing stick? Yes. How do I angle it? Yeah. So if you look right here, this seam where the stairs meet, it's like you couldn't do that. Like, does copper make stairs? The thing is, so one part of the roof is actually supposed to be copper. So I'd like to avoid having the whole thing be copper because I don't want to ruin it. Copper stairs do exist, but like I said, that's supposed to be a unique part of the build, is that only the chapel has the copper roof. So we would replace this copper. But yeah, and there's the chapel through there. Oh, one thing I think some of the chapel windows might be supposed to be boarded up. I need to look into that. But yeah, sorry. So yeah, crimson planks and nether brick sounds like the only new stairs that we are considering here. Yeah, there's only one kind of purple stairs from the end, and they're like light purple. But yeah, signs would make the windows look boarded up. That is something to go on here. So one thing that's fun is so in Ravenloft, as part of the story, one of the first things that your characters would traditionally do would be to arrive in the dining room, which is right through here. Where Strahd is playing organ. But anyway, there's supposed to be... Hey, Philip, thank you for the 20, who says, sorry for the unrelated question, but I've been curious for months since I've seen so many hermits in chat say, I'm in Discord D&D 4. How many hermits play D&D, and who is the DM? Okay, that's a great question. Well, let's see. We were 6 away from our next face camera expansion, but that was an even one, so now we are still 6 away from the face camera expansion after this one. Here we go. Expand. Just do. Okay. And there we are. So D&D is short for do not disturb in that context, and we have multiple voice chat rooms called like D&D 1, D&D 2, D&D 3, D&D 4, that sort of thing. So that is not actually us playing Dungeons and Dragons. Now, okay. One of the things I put in here, although I don't remember what the trigger for it was, is when your party is in the dining room, there's supposed to be a dramatic thing. And like I said, this isn't too huge a spoiler. This is like 5 minutes into the game, where you hear the drawbridge slam. And I built a thing to trigger for that. Did I hide it behind a wall? Like, there was supposed to be a button. Ah, here it is. Yeah, I put a switch in for the Dungeon Master to pull. And I don't know if this still works in the new version of Minecraft. Some old redstone. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. The, what do you call it? The drawbridge is now up. Ta-da! Very fancy. This was one of the most elaborate pieces of redstone. It was supposed to also break this. I'm not sure why it didn't break this. That might be a change in how redstone works since then. Maybe this observer is... Okay, so we're gonna put fixed drawbridge redstone. So okay. Because, yeah, this, when this line from the dining room came in, it's supposed to do two things. It's supposed to, trigger... Oh, and now these are going to fire forever. Actually, that's not the way to stop that. That's the way to stop that. Okay. Hey, Philip, thank you for the 5, who says, oh, that makes much more sense, although I'm a little crushed there isn't a subcommunity of D&D players in Hermitcraft. Well, like, a lot of us play D&D, but just not together, because, like, we have regular groups. But anyway, thank you very much. That puts us $1 away from our next face camera expansion. Thank you, Philip. So, let's see. Yeah, fixed drawbridge redstone. Let's make several notes on what that means. We need fix destruction observer. Auto stop loop. And also add sound. Of close. Okay. Yeah. That sign trick doesn't work anymore? Maybe. It might just be that the observer didn't properly track it. Let's find out. If we power this briefly, let's add a redstone torch here. Interesting, that sign persists. Huh. Now, if I destroy that block, though, the whole thing does fall. Interesting. Okay. So, other things that we need to do is... Yeah, so that's an issue with the sign. Other things we need to do are, like, fix Pillarstone Ravine. The, Ravenloft is supposed to be built on, like, a gigantic plateau way up in the sky. And I emulated that a little bit by having this ravine here. But really, this isn't supposed to be surrounded by land with water and stuff. That's just kind of the edge of the model. Like, this is actually supposed to just be way up in the sky. So this is something I would want to do with World Edit, is I would want to fill everything below here with, like, air blocks all around. Like, replace the ocean, right? So that's something I haven't started. Now, I have already culled, as you can see, this wouldn't, in the original Season 5 World download, this would lead you to Mumbo Jumbo's coffee table area here. But I don't have that in place right now because I needed to not... Basically, with Mumbo Jumbo's area here, trying to load this map on a Minecraft realm would crash the realm every time because the Microsoft Realm servers weren't strong enough. But yeah, so... What I'm saying, though, is, like, basically all these hills and this water and everything here, just cut it all out with World Edit. Replace it all. Drop you into the void. that sort of thing. Okay. Some people are saying I could use bridge destruction retraction via flying machines. Was Hermitcraft 5 on a realm? No, it was on a server, but when I tried to copy this to a realm so I could play D&D with some friends, it didn't work. Yeah, Mumbo's Redstone breaks things even in old maps. So by calling out the area that wasn't directly around here, I'm able to make this download smaller and it'll work better on realms and stuff. Okay, so other things I've got the Vistani camp here. That needs to be improved on and expanded on the whole, probably. We need to remove the games district. Okay. Yeah, this is season 5 of Hermitcraft. So yeah, here's the games district. It is something. It sure is something. But yeah, so this castle was just over the horizon from it. And let's see. Yeah, you could use something like MC Edit to prune chunks you don't need for the realm. Yeah, when I say world edit, that's kind of what I was trying to say. But yeah, yeah, so does MC Edit work with the new snapshots, or do I need to cull the chunks before I do that? Okay. MC Edit doesn't support the new snapshot. So if I want to use the snapshot blocks, MC Edit broke with 113. So I might need to actually use MC Edit with the original version of this map, cull all the chunks that I don't need. MC Edit doesn't work past 112.2. Is there a alternative to it yet? Welcome, Useful Pineapple. Also, quick reminder, we are still only $1 away from the next face camera expansion. So if you want this to be bigger, but also easier to see through, that's $1 away. Kindle says I would trim before editing. People are saying world edit. Berserk Loon says Asuma knows, but I forget what it's called. Minecrafter, thank you for the $1. That is going to put us evenly at our next face camera expansion milestone. So here we go. Expand. Just. Dropping down now to 60% opacity. There we go. Okay. So one thing I actually really do like about this build is I'm really happy with how the walls came out. Like, I kind of did them with dropping concrete powder. I might tweak certain things, like make that not be level, because in general it shouldn't be the same level for 2 blocks in a row. That's like the only place maybe where that happens. Joey Ham and Beans tips 2, who says, I am craving key lime pie. Well, awesome. This is going to put us 18 away from the next face camera expansion. Thank you, Joey Ham and Beans. Okay. Thank you, Spike. I try to be content and positive whenever I can. Okay, so we have barely even been inside yet. We are just looking around at the outside. Let's go inside more. We did the dining room. We've got, like, I haven't even started, like, auditing the, like, okay, so for example, oh, here's the book, by the way. Curse of Strahd. This is the vampire, in the book. I mean, he's also on the book. Like, they do both. Okay. So, Chapter 4, Castle Ravenloft. We want main floor, so that's page 54, if you're following along at home. Okay. Okay. So, the entryway room that we are in right now is K7. Hey, Katie Mina, thank you for the 32. Let's go ahead and get that on the abacus. Yes, it's true. So let's see. That's going to be 8, and 18 makes our first face camera expansion. 28, and then 32. So that puts us 6 away from the expansion after this one. Let's go do that now. Expand. Just do. Dropping our opacity down to 50%. Thank you very much, Katie Mena. Okay, so this room we are in now is K7, the entryway. The ornate outer doors of the castle hang open, flanked by fluttering torches in iron sconces. Did I actually put in iron sconces or fluttering torches? No. Okay, so let's go through here. Write down, okay, areas. So K7, entry. Iron sconces. Iron sconces for torches. I'm not sure how to do that yet, but we'll figure that out next. Or later. 20 feet inside the castle is the next set of doors. Overhead in the vaulted entry foyer, which is this. 4 statues of dragons glare down, eyes flickering in the torchlight. Maybe we could do a better statue of a dragon at this point than these 4 magma blocks. I don't know. Maybe that's okay. ESP MTG says, we have the Curse of Strahd revamped chest at my shop. If you're interested, I'd be happy to send you one. That is very generous of you. I am not currently set up to receive fan mail, but I do appreciate the offer. That is very kind. But let's see. Okay, so yeah, making these statues feel like statues. Maybe we move them out onto ledges. Like 1 block. Move statues out 1 block. Also, maybe use dragon heads. Because I don't think we had dragon heads back then. At least not, like, in creative mode, I think you can just get those. But, like, in survival, getting 4 dragon heads would be way more complicated than this. Because look, I could just go boop. Yeah, see, now if somebody says there's 4 statues of dragons up there, that's gonna read better. Okay. So, we could use the statues book for detail work. I'm not sure. Now, the thing is, if you export something with the statues book, will it work on a server without the statues data pack? Because that's actually a real concern I have, is like whether or not what I do here will just... Whatever I build here, I want to be able to zip up and give to somebody to just run. People are saying... Kindlelist says, yes, it will. If I could color the dragon heads, that would be great. Invisible item frames will also work. That's good to know. Okay. So, this room here is K8, the Great Entry. Now, one of the things about this room is I start reading the description, and the first word in it is cobwebs. So we need to add cobwebs. They're not spelled cowbells. Cobwebs. Okay. Sputtering torches and iron sconces. We don't have iron sconces for torches. That could be an armor stand thing, maybe, or a That could be a what do you call it? There's that thing where you do the trap door, item frame thing. Item frame, trap door. And then there's a command to make item frame invisible. Minecraft make item frame invisible. There, I don't know. / trigger if invisible. Thank you. You could also use anvils for the sconce. Yeah, I think the thing is, though, that theoretically there's a way to do it without them. So, anvil. That is a little too glitchy for my taste. This is not as glitchy. / trigger if invisible, you have to be really close to the item frame. No, I don't know. That's fine. We are looking at renovating a map I built based on a D&D map called Castle Ravenloft. Okay. So we have cobwebs, iron sconces, and double doors of bronze. Do they have copper doors in the new? Do we have? That's probably still not a thing we can do. We've got. I never did the 8 gargoyle statues. They're supposed to be, or I did, but like 8 cracked gargoyle statues ended up being pretty rough. They're just these things with buttons on them. You can't even see them. Sorry. Yeah. So, gargoyle statue material. So maybe we make those armor stands too. I don't know. No copper doors. Give at S item frame entity tag invisible 1. Probably need to use / give. Let's try this then. Ah, very good. It's curious that it is different. I don't know. Whatever. Interesting. Core concept, we now have invisible armor stands. Use skeleton skulls for gargoyles. Ooh, yeah, that's a good point. Mini block observers on lodestones could be good for the statues. Lodestone could be good for outer wall. Is there a performance problem with using lodestones as building material? Wither skeleton skulls for the gargoyles is a great suggestion. Okay. Let's see. So K9 is the guests hall, and that is going to be this open space right here. Oh, I put in a ceiling and everything. Should be a suit of armor in a shallow alcove. Hey, we did that. This room is basically done. Maybe just needs a better floor. Like, having a floor that's not made of the same stuff as the walls is going to be a good one. Guest hall. Floor distinct. You know, that's actually a note kind of for the whole thing. It's a note for the whole thing here. Spike, we are making plans to renovate a build from Hermitcraft Season 5. I built this all in survival mode. It took me about a year in Season 5, and now we are planning to modernize it with new snapshot blocks in as like a part of a series where I remodel old Hermitcraft builds with snapshot functionality and builds and stuff. So this is like a splinter series from Hermitcraft. Okay, so let's see. But yeah, like, we had a much more limited block palette back then, and so there's a lot of room for improvements. But yeah, I hate that this part here is the absolute worst part of the build. This is not shown in any of the maps in a reasonably good way. So there's like, it logically just doesn't fit together properly, and oh, it's so bad. Like, I really want to just completely rip this out somehow, or something. Like, figure out how to do this right. Okay. Huh. We are kind of getting out of order if I go this way. I should go back to the dining hall. But like, as I'm flying around, I'm like seeing things I want to write down, but that's fine. We will head back inside past our dragon statues and our gargoyle statues. Past our floor that needs to be ripped out and replaced. Here's our grand dining hall. Or just dining hall. K10, dining hall. 3 enormous crystal chandeliers. We have 3 chandeliers, but they're not crystal. Maybe swap. Maybe we swap these to glass panes. I don't think glass panes might not have existed at this point. Or the glass panes might not have made the X. Or they might have made X's when you put them down rather than the posts. So, crystal chandeliers use glass panes plus candles. Okay. Pillars of stone stand against dull white marble walls. Yeah, these don't feel enough like... Okay, so I think what I want to do is have actual pillars protrude from walls. Stone pillars protrude. Supporting the ceiling. Maybe arch into ceiling. Okay. In the center of the room, a long, heavy table is covered with a fine white satin cloth. Add a tablecloth. White. Table is laden with many delectable foods. So the foods we could do with armor stands. At the center of the far west wall, between floor-to-ceiling mirrors, stands a massive organ. Its pipes. Do we have add pipes to organ? Maybe we use we could use those lightning rods for organ pipes, right? Hey, Katarina Ella, welcome. Yeah. So let's put that down. Lightning rods as organ pipes. Okay. Then Strahd would be traditionally sitting here. I'm gonna let it be up to dungeon masters to put things like characters in as they want them, because they might decide not to do that. Okay. What about glass panes as pipes? Maybe. This is a Season 5 map. Sea pickles as tiny pipes, walls as pipes. I think the lightning rods are going to be the go-to. They don't age, right? Okay. So K11, the South Archer's Post. So that is only going to be accessible through here. Where I just have random stuff, apparently. Okay, so K11, South Archer's Post, we're going to need to replace with wireless redstone. Wireless redstone instead? Question mark. Now this Archer's Post is not supposed to be. Let's see. Leaning against the walls are mirrors of various sizes. So to add the mirrors, we could do gray banners. Okay. K12, the turret post. Yeah, I'm sorry, don't come in here promoting things like from super fancy brands. That's not a good move. It's off topic. Okay. K12, clean up inventory. Yeah, I was using this as a storage room toward the end of the build. Turret post. A high domed ceiling caps the 30-foot wide high domed ceiling. Don't have that. I think that this just punches through to a... Yeah, I have room to put that in. I just put in a lower ceiling. Okay. Yeah, the face camera gets bigger and slightly more transparent every time we hit a $20 tipping milestone. We are $6 away from the next face camera expansion. Okay. People keep saying tough, and I don't know... That must be one of the new snapshots? Let me Google that real quick. Amethyst geodes have an outer layer of a new stone called tough. I go to images. Okay. That tuff almost looks like marble. Is that... if I'm seeing the right thing? Or is the tuff the dark gray? It's mottled off-white. Oh, the stream has not started yet. Yeah, people keep asking about it. Luckily, I've got a song just for you while I interpret this. Calcite looks like marble. Tuff is dark gray. Okay, so I'm going to add calcite to the walls in the dining room notes.
8:30 p.m. the usual streaming setup. Turn on the lights, make sure they're bright and gleam. Title tweet, pour water, tank top, and chroma. OBS seems all set, so I click start the stream, and so I'll pause, fold in, and open VLC. I'll put 2 songs before, lay your head down and dream. I'll say that's us to y'all, Joe Hills from Tennessee. Folks asking when will my stream begin? After how the its items and chest tools break in. Pickaxe went poof while talking to you professional Minecrafter here, there's no mistaking. So I'll click crafting quick anvil time enchant, pick then I'll replace the books in a random chest with care. I'll tour my winery, I'm sure there's blocks somewhere, and then I'll hush and hush and hush and hush chat swear. Not any closer to recording. Folks keep asking and asking and asking and asking, when will my stream begin? Seriously, y'all, I need to record this next episode I've been working toward. I can't edit without footage, no. Once I'm all geared up, maybe we can start the show.
Alrighty. So, calcite looks like marble, tuff is dark gray. Yeah, I made a note to put the calcite in. Okay, so this is the Hall of Faith here, which is room K14, if you're following along with your map at home. I think that I want to do a, like, brown carpet. Like, this should be brown faded carpet. The red is too bright. This is supposed to be an unused part of the castle. The Grand Hall is choked with dust and stretches into darkness ahead. Webs hang from the arched ceiling like drapes, and life-size statues of knights line the hallway on both sides. So we need webs like drapes. We don't have... I just didn't have enough webs for this whole build. Was something that was a real problem. Hey, Badger Spanner. Okay. Let me make sure that we haven't gotten any tips via PayPal. Nope, we are good. Yeah, the face camera resets every day at 6 a.m. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania time. Because in this house, we follow Groundhog Day rules. Okay. So, the knights need swords. That's not a bad suggestion, Carjuel. Can you give shields to armor stands? Yes. Oh, okay. Let's try that real quick. Whoops, how do I go into my... I don't have like a... crafting bench thing. I wanted to combine these. I'm in a bind. I need to command. I have to give them arms. Okay. Which we don't have the command for right now. So we need to get the statues book. Okay. Yeah, the face camera resets every day at 6 a.m. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania time. Okay. Above the doors leading to K15 are a symbol of beaten bronze that looks like a rising or setting sun. So that would be up here. Plus sunrise / set symbol. And maybe that is like if I had gold stairs or something. Or this is going to get marked as to do. I don't have time to figure out what that symbol should look like now. Okay. So K15 is the chapel. Which we are now in. Dim, colored light filters through tall, broken, boarded-up windows of stained glass. So, color glass more. Break glass. Board-up glass. Yeah, I just ended up doing these dark windows, which were okay, but aren't great. You can put the shields on the armor stands with a dispenser. Ah. The new tinted glass might be super good for not letting in light. Yeah. Well, since this is now not a... So the thing is, when I was playing on Hermitcraft, it would be daytime frequently. So, because people would go to sleep. But now that I can just turn off the day-night cycle, it's not as much of a problem. Okay. Huh. What am I working on? I am working on renovating an old build from Season 5 with modern blocks. This whole roof dome section is just a... Okay. A few bats flutter about near the top of the 90-foot-high domed ceiling. A balcony runs the length of the west wall, 50 feet up from the floor. In the center of the balcony, two dark shapes are slumped in tall chairs. Probably need dark shapes in chairs. Okay. Benches coated with centuries of dust lie about the floor in jumbled disarray. Beyond the debris, lit by a piercing shaft of light, an altar stands upon a stone platform. The sides of the altar are carved with bas-reliefs of angelic fingers entwined with grapevines. The light from above falls directly on a silver statuette. A cloaked figure is draped over the altar, and a black mace lies on the floor on his feet. Well, we got that kind of here. We probably want real candles for the altar. That face is so doofy. Lodestones for altar is a good note. Okay. Excuse me. Bum, 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 bum. So K16, North Chapel access. So I'm pretty sure that North Chapel access is this one. Thank you. I like these glasses a lot, Katarina Ella. Okay, so this is that K16 North Chapel access. This arched room connects the vast chamber to the east and a staircase that rises to the west. Yeah, this is just one of those things where for space reasons I couldn't make this room as big as it is in the book. Because the stairs can't be as steep in the game as they are in real life. Or, like, the angle, yeah. Alcoves have 8-foot-tall sculptures of Helm Knights with muscular builds. You know what? I think netherite armor for for these would work well. Staircase to the west is described in K29. Okay. So let's go ahead and check this here. Am I live on Twitch right now? Yes, I am. Okay. So. K17, South Chapel access. This arched room connects a vast chamber to the east and the landing of a staircase to the west. To the left of the landing, the stairs curl down into darkness. To the right, the stairs climb into thick drapes of cobwebs. Let's see. These helmed knights have bright blades. So we would want gold swords for knights. Okay. K18, the high tower staircase. We want to add a ton of cobwebs. Okay. So, yeah. This is the high tower staircase. We might do something else with this pillar in the center. Maybe concrete. Or maybe we use the same bricks. I don't even... Because it's like, this is a ventilation shaft. And so concrete would make sense in some ways. Yeah, this is a build from Hermitcraft Season 5. That's why it says that in the corner. Castle Ravenloft, Hermitcraft Season 5. Why is this... Oh, this is the part that was bricked up. We need better partial bricking there. Okay. We need beams. Dark oak. Supporting the stairs, we need recently constructed masonry wall blocks. Let's cracked brick for masonry wall. We have completed 2 pages of notes at this point, folks. Here's our first page of notes, which I'm sorry that's not going to be in focus. And then our second page of notes. Okay. And we have knocked out the areas between... In addition to doing some of the outside stuff, we've knocked out 11 different areas thing so far. Okay, the high tower shaft, which is this 10-foot diameter, 390-foot tall stone shaft that runs from the top or the bottom of the high tower. Runs from the top to the bottom of the high tower. It's dark and choked with cobwebs. Okay, so we need to put cobwebs in there too. Okay. Okay. K19, the Grand Landing. I'm going to have to refer back to the map to see where that even is. Oh, okay, that's going to be back toward this way. Yeah, this is a world download from Season 5 of the Hermitcraft server. We are going back through to see how to renovate an old part of the map for use in D&D games. Okay, so this is area K19 here. The Grand Landing. Massive stairs rise to a landing 20 feet wide by 40 feet long. Stone arches support a ceiling covered with frescoes 20 feet overhead. This is not high enough. Did I run into a floor here? I did. That's why that... Okay. Or, wait. Hold on. Is this an actual space, or is this... No, this could be... Oh, it's because of those other stairs there. Here... Yep. Okay. That's why. Okay. So, what we want to do for those frescoes is probably use terracotta. I mean, we could use maps in theory, but I don't think that's really worthwhile. So terracotta ceiling frescoes. They depict armored knights on horseback. Dust floats in the air here. At each end of the south wall, a staircase rises into darkness. Between the staircases are twin alcoves, each one containing a standing suit of armor covered with dark stains. Each suit of armor clutches a mace, the business end of which is shaped like a dragon's head. Words engraved above the suits of armor have been scratched out. Okay, so I'm gonna say netherite armor for these two. Maces. Yeah, we're gonna deal with the overall wall texture issue. That was one of the first things we talked about. But yeah, there's a lot of people coming in. So, but yeah, I'm going to be breaking up these wall textures a lot. But that's going to be a build-wide thing. Because look at how much stone brick we have. It's a terrifying amount. A lot of stone brick all throughout here. Yeah, so the first two stories of this castle are all like business areas. And then the third story is like a mansion built on top of like the business areas. So the first floor has like the grand dining room and the chapel and, you know, that sort of places where they would do receptions and receive guests in here. The second floor is the throne room, which could obviously be improved. One of the great things about the Vampire Strahd, yeah, and I built all this in survival, so getting cracked stone bricks in Season 5 was like a lot harder. Yeah, I made the outside walls in concrete powder so I could place them quicker. So I could just stand at the top and drop blocks down into slots. The Joe Pasty is currently at $50, and we are $6 away from the next face camera expansion. Yeah, so the throne, one of the things that's notable about it is Strahd has his throne facing away from people because he just doesn't want to deal with people. He's just done. When was season 5? After winter. Daunt Cube says, what is the face cam? The face camera gets bigger every time we hit a $20 face camera expansion tipping milestone. We are $6 away from the next such expansion. Okay. So, if we were actually going to do these in the book order, this grand landing here is room K19, but then room 20 is not the throne room that it leads to. But actually, yeah, Strahd is a whole mood. Okay. So, how would we even get... The creative mode makes it easier to fly around a little bit. Okay, so this is room K19. And the access on the first floor is here. No, wait, this isn't it. Which one's K19? There's so many places in this. No, wait, no, that's K19. This is... Okay, this is K20. Yeah, I am in the right place now. Okay. So K20 is the Heart of Sorrow. I am a man of constant sorrow. I've seen vampires rise from graves. A mosaic floor adds a touch of color to the otherwise dark, cold, empty tower that rises above you. Okay, so I think the big thing we want to do here is terracotta mosaic floor, right? Terracotta mosaic floor. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so the heart is at the top of there. Yeah. PayPal.me/Joe Hills. There should be a link in the description. Okay. Yeah, so here's the Heart of Sorrow. This was the best anatomically correct giant heart that I could build in Minecraft at the time. So, anyway. Yeah. So, let's light heart better. There's maybe there's not any great red illuminated things, but shroom light is at least an option, I guess. Oh. So on these stairs here, excuse me, mounted on the walls of this section of staircase nearest the heart are 10 animated halberds. So we are going to want to banner or armor stand the halberds. Okay. Lava, Minecraft Kato, that's brilliant. Yes, lava. Lava. I love it. Okay. So then we head to the servants' entrance. Bum, 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 bum. Hey, Sammy. Welcome. We are in Hermitcraft Season 5 World Download. Probably do better with that window. Maybe not, though. Okay. Oh, man, on the grounds, I need to replace all of these little smoky grass panels. You know, that's the other thing, is, like, there's a lot of stuff where, in theory, if you're downloading this to play D&D, you would be playing on peaceful mode. So we don't actually have to have the gardens here lit up. Like, it can just be dark out here. Like, I needed creepers to not spawn and attack while I was working on this stuff. Hence all these lights here underneath. But, yeah. Red banners on the heart swaying back and forth. That's a good, thought. Swaying red banners on heart. Okay. So let's see. I wonder if I still left a bunch of random construction materials in one of these towers. Mysteriously smoking ground doesn't scream vampire castle to you? Good point, you're a geek. Good point. Yep. Okay, so I still have my crafting bench down in this one. Oh, I didn't need to poke a hole. There was a ladder well there. Oh, but the ladder well was covered, actually. But yeah, like, a bunch of these towers probably still have, like, random stuff. Because I'm going to go and take the original and world edit it, I'm not too worried about poking holes in it during this pre-production audit phase. Have a good night, Grant. Yep, another... This is a very survival mode build in the fact that I had to have ladders everywhere to get back up, because ender pearling up here was a pain. I need to fix this stupid protrusion. Okay, so this is the... I don't think we had lecterns yet. Okay. Yeah, so this is the servant's entrance. Dim light filters through a dust-caked window in the east wall. A door next to the window leads to the castle's northeast courtyard. Everything in the room is coated with dust, including a large, heavy table in the center of the floor. A thick book lies open on the desk. Inkwell and quill next to it. Yeah, so I want lectern, armor stand, book and or actually maybe just well, actually, you know what? This sounds like maybe a item frame writing book, actually. Exactly. So, and we don't actually need something inside this book. Is the book open, though? Well, you know what? Yeah. So we'll have the lectern just for the visual. Oh, these are supposed to be in chainmail. There's all these little details that I missed. So chainmail armor for these statues, or sculpture, or armor stands here. Okay. Scaffolding didn't exist when I built this. Chainmail armor plus halberd. Okay. K24, servants' quarters. Broken furniture and torn cloth are strewn about this 20 by 40-foot room. Dim light comes from a pair of dirt-caked windows in the northeast corner. A narrow-looking staircase with no railing ascends along the north wall. You know, the only real change you know what? I'd probably vary furniture. Vary wood for broken furniture. And, like, the floor being replaced is the sort of thing, like, it's more noticeable in this room because there's so little else going on. Lanterns, actually. Let's better replace torches. Honestly, this build might work better dark with the idea that the dungeon master, as the players enter the room, would light them as they go. Because like I said, I built this all in survival in a hard mode server, so I was worried about creepers. But hey, it looks like we just got 10 from Gloria, who says, Merry Christmas, thanks for the laughs. Well, thank you very much, Gloria, for supporting the show. This is going to put us $4 past our next face camera expansion target, so here we go. Expand. Jost. Do. Lowering our opacity now to 42%. Thank you very much, Gloria. Okay. So. Yeah. Should be slightly easier to see. We are in T. Joe Eckhillsburg thing. Yurgi says, shame there's no unlit lanterns. Yeah, I know. Jessica Spiderheart says, this is a really big project. Yeah, that's why when I realized, I was like, oh, I'll just work on this in my free time and then share it when we do the charity stream in May. I was like, if I'm going to be spending like 15 hours on this a week, I should be making episodes about that. So we are doing pre-production for those episodes of a renovation show, basically. Where we... Yeah. So, yeah, I've already used the Minecraft map we're in right now to run Ravenloft for people playing D&D. Like, this is... Imagine replacing the graph paper that you have the map on with this, and it actually works really well. Serena says, soul lanterns would be great for certain areas to allow a little light, but not a lot. Yeah, I was thinking about soul lanterns, too, to indicate, like, areas, just so that the game will at least render stuff, but, like, it wouldn't be... We don't need full brightness. Actually, let's go in here, video settings, brightness, turn all... Because, honestly, even just turning it down to moody here really does a lot. Here, let me get out of your way. But... like, this room wouldn't have all this. So, you know, the players come in, and this is what... You get a little light coming in from the courtyard. But, yeah, that's it. Redstone lamps can be lit and unlit. Yeah, that's true. Actually, just thinking, though, like, adding a few redstone torches. Kind of just... very dim light. Let's see the soul torches real quick. So the problem is, for the stream's purposes, y'all need to be able to see what I'm looking at, and the compression really doesn't do a lot of favors to us here. So for right now, I'm going to turn the brightness back up. You can light and unlight candles. Ooh, that's a good point, Yurgi. That is a great point. Using candles all throughout here would actually work really great. So, the Court of the Count is the next section of the castle. So we're going to jump over to K25. Just going to push off the ground there. And fly in through this window here. and enter that throne room where y'all pointed out the throne pointing away from the audience was a whole mood. Okay. So K25. Audience hall. Here, I should do my boxed text voice. Dim light from the courtyard falls into this great hall through the broken glass and iron lattice work of a large window in the west wall. Hundreds of dust-laden cobwebs. Okay, so that's writing down cobwebs. That's enough. It's like almost every room doesn't have enough cobwebs. Drape the hall, hiding the ceiling from view. Directly across from the window stand a set of double doors in the east wall. Further south, those need to be nicer doors. Nicer double doors. Farther south, a single door also leads from the east wall. See, that's a nice door there. Okay. Yeah. Iron bars mixed in here would probably work. I don't think... Will that connect to the glass is the question? You know what? I probably tried... Ugh, I don't want the head, the dragon head. Okay. Yeah, I think that what I would need to do would be to, like, connect it like this. Because I don't want to have... Hey, though Connor too says, awesome voice, Joe, and tips 50. That is awesome. We were 16 away from our next face camera expansion. So there's one face camera expansion at 16. 36 is 2. 46 and 4. Putting us 6 away from the next face camera expansion after these... Wait, no. No, that's actually the third face camera expansion. And then we are... Wait. No. 2 face camera expansions. We're 6 away from the one after that. I can do math, not well, but here we go. Arithmetic. Jost. Do. And here we grow. Brr, we're dropping down to 32 degrees, or 32% Fahrenheit. Joe Pasty here. Getting into that, not quite Eye of Joe Ron, but approaching it. But we've got a second face camera expansion to parse, thanks to Though Connor's generous support of my work. Here we go. Grow hills. Do. Where am I now? There I am. That's going to bring us down to 24% Joe Pasty. Should be easier for y'all to see the castle now. So y'all can thank Though Connor too for that. Somebody says use chains. Well, chains are not going to look like an iron lattice for sure. Okay. Staircases at both ends of the north wall lead down. At the far southern end of the hall, a large wooden throne stands atop a marble dais. Oh, okay, we need a marble dais there. And taller throne. You know what? Maybe the throne should be crimson wood. Like... let's see what we can do with this. Like, this might look good. Yeah. And then, it sounds like that new calcite would be good for the marble. And this is not running in the snapshot right now, which is actually very foolish of me. Why am I not running this in the snapshot? Because I wasn't planning on doing much building. I'm just auditing. But, yeah. There I am. Thank you, Yurgi, for noticing. Does calcite turn into stairs and slabs? No, not necessarily, but like... So right now we do have a dais. It's just not, great. Okay, the high-back throne faces south, away from most of the room. Wait. Do I actually have this oriented properly in the world? Maybe this is a world edit thing. So let's think about that real quick. So if the sun rises there, I think that's the east in Hermitcraft. So south. Okay. Yeah, I did orient this properly. Just use F3. Where would I see that? Facing south. Yay. Okay. Oh, hide secret door better. One thing that I didn't do a great job with is being subtle about where the secret doors are. You can tell there's actually one right here. Do. Okay. Oh, wow. It is almost 5 o'clock. Okay. Do I have time to do a little bit more? The problem is, I've got to change into a suit and a bunch of other stuff and make my daughter dinner before this. So the thing about going to a charity event dinner on Zoom is you have to cook the dinner. So, yeah. I think, though, so we got through area K25. And, I mean, this build has how many areas, quote-unquote? About 100. Now, some of them, like the crypts, are so insanely large, though, that, Okay, I hear my daughter, knocking on the door, because she's probably noticed that it's almost 5 o'clock, which is when I said I would make dinner. So let me see who we can raid on Twitch real quick. Whoops, don't pin Twitch, mute Twitch. Hey, my friend Cupcake from PAX is playing Animal Crossing. So why don't we go ahead and send some folks that way. So we are going to raid Cupcake. Y'all can say, howdy y'all, Joe Hills raid here. And I hope that you have a wonderful evening. Once again, I won't be streaming at my normal time. That's why we just did this. But I will be at my normal 9 p.m. Central tomorrow. Until next time, y'all, this has been Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.